It had all the trapping of the opening sequence of a war. And yes, it is a war. However, it is not war as we know it. Not a war with clearly defined territories or a war between two hostile sovereignties. This is a war against the underworld. It is a war against crime and criminality in Anambra State, and His Excellency Governor Willie Obiano is leading this charge from the front. That is why it began with a colorful guard of honor mounted by the entire security apparatchik in the state, in whose hands lies the direct battle to sustain the reputation of Anambra State as Nigeria's safest state.
Parade, mounted by detachment of the Nigerian Police Force, Anambra State Police Command. Parade commanded by Post Number 461A32. Sergeant Igomapol, comprise 1 big gula and 6 others. Get formed, ready for your inspection. Your Excellency.
His Excellency is now inspecting the sentry mounted by the Nigerian Police Force, Anambra State Police Command. This is how it is done. And you can see His Excellency adorning the camouflage, which is even different from the ones that the police officers are adorning.
Permission to march up the guard, Your Excellency, sir.
Permission granted.
Stand, twist, stand, forward! Remember to the guard. Dismiss.
Statistics indicate that towards the beginning of the Yuletide season every year, the crime wave usually rises to an all-time high across Nigeria. The pace of economic and commercial activities normally pick up as the year races to a crescendo. Being the 4th largest economy in Nigeria, Anambra State is usually one of the hotbeds of intense commercial activities during the Yuletide season as the year races to a close. When everywhere is aflame with high commerce and the pursuit of annual goals, criminals cash in on the resulting boundless energy to wreak havoc on the populace, dispossessing people of their belongings, waylaying commuters, and breaking into people's homes. Happily, in Anambra State, the story has been different since Governor Willie Obiano took over the reins of leadership 5 years ago. Every year-end, Obiano retools his security architecture and revs up the engine of his powerful security machinery that has turned the Anambra profile from zero to hero overnight. Obiano did just that recently at Ekulobia in Agwata local government area, where he pulled all the stops to remind the underworld that the big sheriff is still in town and firmly in charge. He arrived at the venue in full combat gears to demonstrate the mood of the security arrangement in the state in the unfolding season and send a loud signal to criminal elements that it was game over for them. After a martial welcome to the venue from the Nigeria Police Band, the Commissioner for Police in Anambra State, Garba Baba Umar, throws some light on the business of the day.
Every month's operation is a laudable vision and efforts of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, to reinforce the activities of all the security agencies to secure all nooks and crannies of the state via effective patrol, stop and search, constant presence, and prompt response to distress calls through the festive and Yuletide period. It is worth restating that Anambra State is a state that awaits the arrival of her sons and daughters from every part of the nation and the world at large for the Yuletide and New Year festivities with gusto. This yearning is not lost on the Anambra State government and the security agencies, and this explains the purposeful measures and strategies via this laudable operation. For the security agencies, we commenced the Ember Months operation since the first day of September 2018 to rid the state of criminal and itinerant miscreants. The operation will also ensure the state is secured to guarantee the success of the electioneering activities and ultimately the general election in February 2019. There is no gainsaying that the effort and support of His Excellency has made and sustained Anambra State as the safest and most secured state in Nigeria, and he is indeed not resting on his oars. Your invaluable contributions to the security sectors are recognized nationally and internationally, and I say a big thank you to Your Excellencies for your vision and support. To the head of security agencies in Anambra State, your zeal, ideas, and contribution towards the internal security management of the state is highly appreciated. May I also use this opportunity to recognize and commiserate with the families of our colleagues who lost their lives in active service to their fatherland. We strongly believe that their labor shall never be in vain. It is our fervent prayer that God grant them eternal rest and give their families the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. While we look forward to recounting the gains of this operation with a more secured environment for the festivities of this season and the feedback on it, I welcome you all to the launch of the Ember Months operation. We wish to assure all India Anambra a peaceful and crime-free celebration of the Christmas and New Year festivities. God bless you all.
After Commissioner Umar's address, men and officers of the Nigeria Police Force Anambra Command carried out a brief display of their combat readiness to show their agility and fitness for action. Kicking off the event formally, Governor Obiano began by recalling the exploits of gallant officers and men of the force who put up extraordinary efforts on their duty posts to ensure that Anambra remains Nigeria's safest state. He also acknowledged their gallantry and rewarded their efforts with weighty handshakes in the overall efforts to keep Anambra free from crime.
Every year we appreciate gallant men, irrespective of the arm of the force they are coming from, or our gallant men and women that distinguish themselves. This is to motivate them to do more and to encourage others that have not been able to win this coveted prize, which goes with cash award too, to work harder.
As is customary with Governor Obiano, he did not also forget the bravery and courage of some officers who lost their lives in the line of duty in the overall efforts to keep Anambra free from crime.
The governor decided to uplift the life of the family of this deceased security personnel. It has never happened, but it has been happening in Anambra State every year. And for your information, any police officer or any security officer that lost his life, the governor always come to the aid of the family by uplifting them so that it will cushion the suffering of such a family. This is unprecedented.
I feel very happy because the death of my husband is just like a dream to me. It's something that I never dreamed of.
Thank you.
But since the governor has decided to help the family, I thank him.
You may now wish
and I also thank the Almighty
retire to your
God that touched
seats,
his heart
Your
to
Excellency.
for me. So may God continue to bless him and the entire family.
Indeed, Governor Obiano's resolve to crush crime out of Anambra State is almost exceptional, and as the police helicopter swoops down from the skies on aerial surveillance of the sprawling city of Ekulobia, Governor Obiano rolled out 50 special motorbikes for the police motorbike squad in a grand style.
It means His Excellency improves on this. Can you put your hands together for His Excellency?
Making a brief presentation, Obiano commissioned the motorbikes for immediate use by the special motorbike squad.
It is my pleasure to commission these special smart bikes. So it's really my pleasure to commission this additional 50 and urge the police to use it effectively to police Anambra. So on this note, I would like the AIG to personally make this presentation to his men that are doing this great job.
To those of us who have known the history of Anambra, this is not a surprise. Rather, we want to congratulate you for additional feathers for this unique presentation. And I call on the hard-working Commissioner of Police, Anambra State Police Command, CP Garba Umar. As I hand over this key to you, for all work transmission to your men, I urge you to supervise the men and insist the most at all times respect human rights and the people as they reciprocate by making sure that your rights are respected. You must respect them and accord them all the necessary orders they may issue to you from time to time. Congratulations once more.
Governor Obiano also spoke extensively about his plan to make Anambra safer and warned criminals to stay far away from the state.
I want to warn all criminals in Anambra or trying to come into Anambra to disappear, or they will disappear by force. We are ready, battle ready for any form of criminality. We have motivated our security forces. If you observe, we've gotten 3 additional detachments of Nigerian Mopo working in Anambra now. You'll observe some stop and search, mobile stop and search, so that you don't think they are still there. You see them somewhere else, and they will stop you, search, and it's 24 hours. Very important, 24 hours. You know, all these are being done to make sure that Anambra remains the safest state in Nigeria. In addition, we have launched silently the use of CCTV cameras. We have installed over 50,000 pieces in various strategic locations, being manned by various iPad and laptops, because the image is stored in the iCloud, to enable us to see what is happening in real time and to be able to play back and use it to make arrests. We are still also bringing some other special gadgets that will assist the police and the other enforcement agencies in the discharge of their duty. On petty crime by Okada people, we have warned them. We have over 100 plainclothes policemen who dress like a typical Okada fellow, but they are armed and they are going to pick up these crimes in form of this kind of Okada and what have you. So it's very important. We have some intelligent, well-trained officers who will sit in drinking places that we popularly call beer parlor, and from there fish out information that will enable us to make very quick and preemptive arrests. I want to warn every criminal, any criminal that shoots at our law enforcement agents, they have the right to shoot you back and pull you down immediately. So be warned. If you are stopped, you surrender. If you don't surrender, they surrender you.
Speaking on the fast approaching Christmas celebrations, Governor Obiano appealed to Ndi Anambra who live away from the state to come home for a reunion with their loved ones under a safe and peaceful atmosphere. He announced that Christmas in Anambra would be extra special because the state had lined up a string of events that will make Christmas very memorable this year.
We want to seize this opportunity to encourage Ndi Anambra and other people who may like to spend their Christmas period here in Anambra to please come home, because God has helped us to guarantee security in Anambra State. So you will be very well protected, and we have lined up a lot of activities to entertain you. Just let me tell you one of them for the young ones. On the 29th of December, Awilo Logomba and Flavor will be playing in Ekwode Square. And before then, all the Anambra-born musicians will have 1 week jamboree in Anambra here. All of them, and you know we have a lot of stars. So it's a period of, my friend will say, jollification. You know, so you have a period of merriment, and we have lined up some other traditional activities to make this Christmas one of the best. Very soon you will start seeing the Christmas lighting decorations. It's going to be one of the best ever. And we're encouraging the various corporations, banks, other institutions working in Anambra State as a matter of fact to decorate their offices for Christmas. We want to encourage all the people. Their building is in front of our major roads, like the old roads and what have you, to paint at least the front of that building. We don't want to come and mark X in front of your dirty building because you refuse to do what we say. We're encouraging you to paint your houses, particularly the front of that house that's facing the road, so that the decoration we're going to do and the road markings that we are doing and the aggressive zero pothole activities that we have started will all make our state look the best during this period.
Governor Obiano also used the opportunity to motivate the various stakeholders like the vigilante group and the traditional rulers to maintain steady vigilance in their respective communities and domains.
Once more, I want to thank the police, the army, the civil defense, NDLA, road safety, vigilante group for their support in curbing crime. By the way, yesterday we ordered a set of vehicles for the vigilante, who we have not given any vehicles so far. This will assist them move around, and hopefully in 2 weeks those vehicles will be delivered and they will be very much on their way. I want the vigilantes in the communities, you know, to assist the police and other enforcement agents in solving crime in their community. Any community where crime is committed and the vigilante people are not on their toes, we will disband the vigilante in that area. Because you know, outside that will come to your community to steal and you don't know about them. These are for petty thefts and what have you. So please support what you're doing. We are paying most of you in the vigilante services. You must show that. I also want to encourage you, the PGs of communities that are here, to please help us protect the huge amount we have invested in putting the electrical connections and wiring the transformers so that you will continue to have your street lights and other domestic lights at your home. The Anambra State government has done so much to lit up the street, and we will encourage you to help us protect them. Arrest people stealing our cables or any other equipment or taking the oil from our transformers. These are serious criminals that we need to deal with. I want to also let you know, and I want everybody that is here to make sure he has that document. This paper I have contains all the phone numbers of all the key people that can help you in security in Anambra State. It's in this pamphlet. Everybody in the community, paste it by your doorstep, and if you have a challenge, quickly glance at the nearest command around you and put a call. In addition to the ones you've been announcing on radio that you can call, all this can help you and help the police solve crime real time. I want to thank all of you once more for coming, and with all this we've done, I pray that this Christmas we're going to be the best we're going to enjoy. And this we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Giving an elaborate vote of thanks, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 9, Mr. H.H. Kama, recalled the history of Obiano's consistent efforts to ensure that Anambra is always a step ahead of criminals.
I recall 2014 December when we marked the first end of year month patrol codenamed Operation Shaba, where we guarantee the Anambra all over the world to come home and enjoy the unity, the peace that has been brought back. Earlier then, people thought it was just a propaganda. Upper Wika then was a dreaded area, but when people came and witnessed Operation Shaba, they went back testifying the wonderful thing the governor of Anambra has done. From Operation Shaba, we went to Operation Odoka. Today, we are here again. We moved from Onitsha. Today, we are in Eklobia. For all the other services, I want to congratulate you, because without unity, all their efforts will be exercised in futility. So I want to encourage you, and I want to congratulate you that may you continue to exercise this unity and take it to the highest level. There is nobody that comes to Anambra that lives without promotion. I came to Anambra as a commissioner of police, and I left here as an AIG. It is my prayer for each and every one of you, you will leave here promoted. As long as you have shook hands with the golden governor of Anambra State, promotion will follow you in Jesus' name. Anambra State started the Cattle Miners Committee. Then, the entire country didn't know the problem associated with cattle miners and farmers' problem. Today, I am happy Anambra State has remained without that problem. It is the result of that introduction which has been carried on with the Commissioner of Police and his colleagues and the Igwes that has kept the state out of that exercise. Anambra State equally witnessed the first introduction of air patrol. It is an expensive adventure, but the governor dared it and has sustained that exercise up to today. Today we saw the police helicopter flying over everywhere here. That has helped the state. We told you then that anywhere this helicopter is flying, the criminals need to hide themselves. Because the helicopter has a communication network with the men and the troops on the ground. That has been sustained. His Excellency introduced the smart cars. I am happy the Commissioner of Police had maintained these cars. As I was coming in from Imo State, I saw some of them strategically stationed. Sir, we are very grateful. We cannot thank you enough for all the patrol cars you have donated to the services in the state.
The ceremony came to a dramatic end when Mr. Patrick Abambo, the CEO of Security Watch Africa, turned up to present a letter of invitation to Governor Obiano to an award ceremony on security that will take place in Gambia. According to Mr. Abambo, Governor Obiano would be crowned as the best governor and premium in security architecture in West and Central Africa.
The International Panel of Judges looked around the whole of West and Central Africa for a model that can be used to institutionalize issues of security. And there's no other person that could be pointed out than Your Excellency, what you have done in Anambra State. And in doing that, so many views were taken by so many people who are outside here and those who have been beneficiaries of their services in this state, sir. Your Excellency, it's on record that for the first time we're witnessing this all over the Federation, all over Africa. Institutionalization of government activities have been a problem. But you have been able to institutionalize issues of security, and which is paramount for everybody, sir. So I'm here on behalf of the Board of Trustees headed by General Joseph Lulu Mensah, who was the Chief of Defense Staff of Ghana, to make a presentation to you, a letter formally inviting you to the Banjul, Gambia to receive an award to be presented by the President of the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow. The award is the best governor and stroke premium in security architecture in West and Central Africa.
That is what happens when a man puts up an extraordinary effort to solve a problem that had defied solutions for decades. As the English proverb says, if a man makes the best mousetrap, the world will make a beaten path to his door.
With all our hearts, we pray and ask, God bless Anambra, God bless the shining light.